Episode 1234, Sayip versus Sayippu, the night the tiger fought himself. By 2023, things were just starting to return to normal in our sleepy, half-urban, half-confused town. After years of coughing, masking, and hoarding toilet paper, people were back to doing what they did best, complaining about fuel prices and forwarding health tips involving turmeric. But peace, like a cat on a fence, never stays too long. A new tiger had entered the scene. Not a poetic jungle dweller or a misunderstood spirit beast. No, this one was a full-blown man-eater, a killer on four paws, a carnivorous chaos consultant. Villagers whispered in fear. Cattle numbers dropped like crypto coins. Night drives turned into horror movies. And for the first time, even lovers started rescheduling their secret rendezvous before 7 p.m. And me, I was pissed. Not because of the killings, mind you, but because my nightly investments were taking a serious hit. You see, Sayip Tiger, owned 17 nighttime businesses, a roadside herbal tea shop that only opens at 1:47 a.m., a glowing mushroom farm fertilized with very questionable compost, a secret wrestling club called Moo Moo Fights, exclusively featuring cows with unresolved emotional trauma, and my most prized venture, Unjaladi Night Ride Cafe, where I rent vintage ambassador cars to ghosts who missed the colonial era. But since the arrival of this savage newcomer, even my ghosts were canceling bookings with messages like, "Sorry duh, not tonight. That new tiger stares too much." My economy was crashing, and I was losing sleep, revenue, and reputation. Narrator. In true human fashion, people split into two activist groups overnight. One that declared tigers are part of nature, we must coexist, and the other humans first, cattle are family, ban jungle. Both groups were passionate, both had Facebook pages, and both lacked common sense. The human supporting side, desperate for moral legitimacy, decided to call me Sayip Tiger for the protest inauguration. Sir, you are wise, balanced, civilized. Also, your mustache commands respect. Flattered, I wore my best black kurta and climbed the stage. Narrator, solemn flat, overly sincere. I gave a moving speech on Gandhiji's philosophy of ahimsa. I quoted peace, patience, and proper bathroom etiquette during jungle encounters. I wept strategically during the 5th paragraph. The crowd clapped. One man fainted. A small girl gave me a flower, which I promptly sneezed on. It was perfect. But later that night, my instincts returned. I sniffed the wind. I felt the imbalance. And I thought, enough is enough. One of us has to go vegetarian. So I ran. Yes, ran through the woods, my joints creaking like 80s Malayalam vinyl records. I found the rogue tiger near a tea stall he just destroyed. He looked at me like all New Age rebels do. Defiant, edgy, slightly overgroomed. He growled. I growled louder. Then we fought. It was less of a majestic battle and more like two oversized cats having an existential meltdown at 2 a.m. Claws flew, trees trembled, a squirrel fainted. And finally, I pinned him down, looked into his eyes, and said, "This is not the jungle. This is semi-urban ward number 12. Get out." He whimpered. I escorted him to the border. Then, just for old time's sake, I walked around the perimeter and relieved myself generously, marking territory like only a truly passive-aggressive ancient beast can. Back home, bruised and hungry, I sat down with a warm plate of rabbit fries, deep-fried goat nuggets, and a delicate tartare of raw bull with a hint of turmeric glaze. I opened the latest book by the famous animal rights novelist Pinky K. Dandapanical, titled The Tears of the Striped, Memoirs of a Misunderstood Meat Eater. As I turned each page, tears welled in my eyes, not because of the pain of the Sundarbans tigers, but because the font was too small and I'd lost my reading glasses. Narrator, I thought about the irony. A tiger giving a speech on nonviolence, a town that idolized one tiger while lynching another, cows with boxing gloves, ghosts canceling bookings because of safety concerns, and me, a beast of the forest, running a spiritual Airbnb for warring souls while chewing on raw bull and contemplating ethics. And that, dear listeners, was the night I fought myself, philosophically, physically, and financially. Episode 1, where ahimsa met Ashanippu, and a tiger marked peace. 1, end of episode.